You got wine on your shirt or need a tasty dessert? Want your kids on a plane or there's a smell in your drain? Broke a chair, wrecked your hair, wanna show someone you care? Come join us at the counter with Liz.
A lot of people are talking today about a plant-based diet, and I think for my family anyway, one of the hardest things to give up in a plant-based diet would be baking. Our family is crazy for baking. Particularly on a weekend morning, there's nothing we like better than pancakes. Pancakes are like an art form in our family. So the first thing I'll do is get flour. I like to use just an all-purpose flour. The key to this is, often they'll tell you to sift your flour, but you don't really need to sift flour. You just need to level it with a knife, like so. So we'll do 2 tablespoons of sugar. The other thing is you can eliminate the sugar if you're trying really hard not to eat sugar. I'm just letting you know, if you take away all of my fun, take away my dairy, and take away everything else and no cheese, I'm gonna have a tantrum. Eggs and milk for ingredients. It does get a little tricky because some of those things add a creamy texture to it. They can make the pancakes fluffier. They can make them easier to hold together on the pan. So to that end, we're gonna be using baking powder today, and that will help keep this together. Normally, you don't see people using a lot of baking powder, but because of what we're trying to achieve, it takes a full tablespoon of baking powder. So after we've done that, we'll add some salt. That's the other thing. In vegan cooking, you'll find that people use, that's about half a teaspoon. This is how we bake. Not very professionally. This is not the Great British Baking Show. I would fail miserably. Today we're using oat milk, which you can try almond, you can try whatever you want, but I find oat, and then I often will dilute it with a little bit of water if you want. I like pancakes that are thinner, more like a crepe that's on a hot griddle, and so we're going to try that today and see how it goes. Then we take apple cider vinegar. We shake it up, making sure that the mother is incorporated. A lot of you probably know what the mother is. The mother is that kind of stringy residue that's at the bottom, and that's where most of the really valuable nutrients are that you find in apple cider vinegar. Okay, and then the last liquid ingredient we add is vanilla. I'm a big vanilla fan, so I think that this usually takes a teaspoon. We're going to add a little dividend to that, make it about 1 1/4 teaspoons. And then after that's done, we'll just stir this up, and then we're going to get a little bit of water. Just to dilute that oat milk. Again, if you like your pancakes really thick and fluffy, you might just add some more almond milk or oat milk or soy if that's what you prefer. But I prefer a really light, thin pancake. So after this is all mixed, we're just going to add the wet to the dry. And because we're looking for a chemical reaction, we're going to let this sit for about 5 minutes after we've mixed it together. So now we've got our heated griddle. We're going to put some canola oil here. And we're only cooking on the back side of this griddle. So what we'll want to do is get a nice coating. It doesn't have to be rubbed in completely. In fact, it's almost better. It will give the pancakes sort of a crispy edge. So by a 1/2 cup measuring cup, we'll pour this on. There are a lot of vegan butters out there. Butter is a big thing, especially in baking and especially to put on top of things that you've baked. And when you don't have the taste of butter, a lot of people feel like they're being deprived. So the more that we can find those flavors and bring them back into our cooking, people won't feel that they're missing anything. One thing we found is, and I'm not advertising them, but we've tried a lot of different vegan butters. This one is great. Miyoko's, it's wonderful for baking. Generally easier to work with a metal spatula too, so if you can use a metal tolerant pan, that's great. So yeah, I think it's a decent looking pancake. We'll find out. We'll find out how it tastes. So here we have our vegan pancake with vegan butter. So we'll spread it around, and I'm going to ask for an honest opinion from my son who's here with me. And see what he thinks, because he certainly remembers from a long time ago what it was to eat pancakes on Saturday mornings. So anyway, there you go. It has a nice cut to it, and you can see there's a chew to it too. It definitely feels more like a sourdough pancake. Would you like to try? What do you think? Is it good? Okay, thumbs up from the sun. It must be pretty good. So yeah, the best thing to do is to taste it too without syrup. It's good. So there you have it. Vegan pancakes for your family. Next time we'll be working on vegan cupcakes. So happy birthday whoever's coming up, and thanks for joining us at the counter.